Yo, what's up guys? So in today's video, I'm going to be going over how to rank up quick in ranked arenas for season 14. Now this video should be up on the first day of the second split, so I hope if you guys were able to reach your dream rank in arenas, whether it's plat, diamond, masters, or even pred, I'm happy that you guys were able to achieve that rank, or even if you guys weren't able to achieve your rank, I will try to make as many tips and tricks videos as you can, more analyzing videos so you guys can learn from my gameplay. Currently I am number 22nd right now, and I'm uploading this one day before the split ends, so I'm planning to get in the 10s, maybe top number 18, number 17-ish, which would be nice. But anyway, I'm going to be going over 3 tips to rank up quick and gain more points in ranked arenas. So if y'all haven't pressed that like button and subscribed yet, be sure to do that. I want to thank y'all for all who have been commenting on my videos and watching it, liking it, because it does mean so much. I am only a small content creator, and I hope to create more videos to help you guys out. But yeah, let's get right into the video. Alright, so the first tip is going to be to use the meta legends. Now, I've already made a full video on the best legends to use on each individual map, so if you guys haven't checked that video out already, be sure to check that out and, you know, smash that like button on that video too. But yeah, the best legends to use right now are going to be Pathfinder, Octane, Horizon, Newcastle, Bloodhound, and Seer. Now, although that was a long list, there's so many meta legends right now, and honestly, you could use any legend, and if you do use it effectively, it can definitely be good. But yeah, I've also already made a legend tier list too, so y'all can check that out too. Alright, so Path and Octane are going to be the best mobility legends in the game. What this means is that with Pathfinder, you can get the materials or the bin or the heals really quick with his grapple. Just because he has so much mobility, he can get in and out of situations really well, and getting those heals can give you a huge advantage in the earlier rounds, because in the earlier rounds, all you want to do is apply as much damage and pressure as you can, and if you're able to get the bins and the heals and you can give them to your team, that's going to be really helpful for your team, because your team can peak and they can heal up, while their team won't have any heals and they won't be able to heal up. So it's going to be really effective. As well as that, Octane's stim is going to allow him to get the materials. So usually what a Pathfinder would do is they would get the heals, right? But the Octane can actually get the materials, and unless the opponent also has an Octane or like a Loba, there's no way that they're going to be able to get the materials. And especially if you're running a revive legend like a Lifeline or a Newcastle, it's going to be really helpful for them, because they're going to be able to buy gold bag as well, while you're also going to get really strong weapons and really strong really good heals and nades too, which is going to be really effective. Alright, and there's also so many head glitch spots that you can play as Pathfinder, because he's a really tall character. Even in Phase Runner, like if you go to the other side, like not the portal side, there's a really good head glitch you can play there too. Overall it's really good to have a tall character like Pappy. Next up, Horizon. So Horizon is really good for movement as well, because she can get high ground really easily with her Q. She can pop a battery if you're low and you need to get out of a situation. Just throw your Q down, strafe on the Q. Remember to strafe on the Q, and like don't forget to don't stand still in the Q, or else you're gonna get fried, because in console lobbies especially, if they have aim assist, it's really easy to track a Q up. The aim assist kind of just sucks you up the Q, so be sure to strafe in the middle of the Q. But yeah, you can even use the Horizon Tactical to just shoot people from another angle. So going up the queue, you can shoot the enemy, which is going to be also really effective, and that could also work really well. Newcastle. Alright, so Newcastle is officially the better lifeline in my opinion. I feel like his res combined with this tactical shield, so you throw the tactical shield when you're resing, and you can even like swerve in between the tactical shield and just like get the res off, because they're gonna be shooting your knockdown shield that's resing, as well as the shield with your tactical. That's gonna be really effective when you're resing. His res just has so much cover than Lifeline, and I feel like Lifelines is good because you don't have to be the one resing, but if you have a lot of cover when resing, it's definitely effective. And don't forget to buy the gold bag even as early as the first round, because it can definitely be effective in the first round, because if the opponents don't have a high DPS weapon, they're not going to be able to break your shield while you're resing, especially when you have that tactical shield with it, which is going to be also good. And just in general, Newcastle is good for getting a lot of cover in, because his shield is basically just a mobile cover, and it's going to be really good. Alright, Bloodhound and Seer. So these both are going to be the best scan characters to get intel and understanding of your enemy's position. Now you really need to know where the enemy is in order to be able to move up off the dispositions or the mispositions of your enemy. Like if there's only 2 people on the right side and one's on the left, you can scan them and you have an understanding of where they are, and you can move up off that scan. And a lot of the time, getting the Bloodhound ult or the Cyril can lead to a huge advantage when fighting. Like just having 3 scans and knowing where the enemy is so effective, as well as the Cyril in like maps like Party Crasher, where you just throw the Cyril down. It's really effective on getting so much information where the enemy is, and getting constant wall hacks can definitely be intimidating for the enemy. Alright, so my second tip is to buy the meta guns. Now, I've already talked about this. I've already made a meta guns video and like a gun tier video. So if you guys want to see that, I'll tag it right here. But I know we all have our favorite guns. Like some of us, those guns are not really meta. And I know we have our favorite guns, like for example the Sentinel or the Longbow, or even just other fun guns like the R9 or even the PK, right? But there are guns that are more meta and can definitely out damage those guns that you like to use. And obviously arenas is all about having fun in the game, but there's a difference between having fun and also trying to win and gain points and get to your dream rank. And that's why I'm going to be going over the best guns to also use in ranked arena. So the best guns to use in ranked arena are going to be the RE45 with hammer points, the Hemlock blue preferably, the R301 with blue, the Devo with a turbocharger, and the Volt. Alright, so the RE45 I think is the new cheapest best close range gun in the game. Just because the RE45 is a pistol, right? And it is basically only used in close range, and by having those hammer points, it's going to be doing a lot of damage to the flesh, and especially in the second round. You can buy from the second round because it's such a cheap gun, and that's what makes it good, I think. The hammer point Mozam did get nerfed to 1,200 I think, which now I don't think it's that as effective. It's definitely still good, but I feel like other guns damage it. I feel like the RE45 is the new Mozam in terms of how much damage output it can do at close range. And because it is cheap, you can obviously get in the earlier rounds. Alright, the next gun is the Hemlock. Now, I feel like Hemlock is a very cheap gun, and it can provide so much high damage, and it can be bought from the second round, as I said, because I think it costs less than 1,000 to buy it. I think it costs like 850, and I recommend getting with Bruiser because the Bruiser is going to be a very, very strong sight to get in the early rounds, because you're going to be zoomed in more, obviously, and by having your sight being zoomed more, you're going to be able to shoot your enemies easier. And by doing this, because Hemlock is a burst gun, right? I know a lot of y'all don't really like burst guns. I used to also not like burst guns too, but the burst guns are actually one of the easiest guns to use just because they don't have a recoil. The recoil is just up, so you have to control the gun by pulling your right stick down. And because this Hemlock can do 20 damage a bullet, its headshot multiplier is insane. It can do so much damage and so much pressure on the enemy, which is going to be incredibly strong to use. And I recommend getting this gun in the rounds 2nd and 3rd, because the best guns are going to be the R301 or the Devo to use in those late rounds, which connects to our next gun, which is going to be the R301. Now, I feel like the R301 is an all-rounder gun because this gun is best at mid-long range, and it's even not bad at close range if you do hit your hipfire shots. It's one of the easiest guns to use. Anyone can use it because the recoil is so easy to control, and although it may be a bit expensive in the 3rd round, for example, it can definitely still be effective. It can do so much damage, and I feel like this gun's just an all-rounder gun, really strong gun that I recommend getting even in the latest rounds, like in sudden death too. It's such a strong gun. Alright, so the next gun is going to be the Devotion. Now, the Devotion is probably the best gun in the game right now because of its incredibly high DPS, and the recoil. If you learn the recoil, it's really easy to use this gun, even from mid-range. You can kind of use it like an AR if you do learn the recoil. One tip is to be crouched when using this gun, because it's going to provide, it's going to be easier to control the recoil when doing this, and I do obviously recommend getting this gun with the turbocharger, or else it's not even that good. I feel like a Havoc would be better without the turbocharger, because the Devo does have to ramp up. It has incredibly high DPS, and its close range potential is crazy. Like, you literally won't lose a 1v1 if you use this gun, because it's hipfire, and it's just how fast the bullets come out of the gun is crazy. And it's just an all-rounder gun. It's really strong, but the one bad point is that it's kind of expensive, so you're going to want to buy this gun from the 4th, 5th round. Try to buy this gun with a few bats, obviously, because you're going to be peeking a lot just because this gun has a huge down potential. Alright, so the last gun is going to be the Volt, because it's an all-rounder gun, can be used from mid-range to and close range, probably one of the best damage outputs in the game, and it can be bought from the first round, which is an incredibly good choice, and because the recoil is really easy to control, and also how the purple Volt's also just cheap. It's only worth 1,300, which is the same as a blue R301, which comparing those two, a purple Volt and an R301, they're definitely close up there, and that's why the Volt's incredibly strong. Even with the Digi Threat, you can combine it with Bangalore, so can the RE45 with the Digi Threat, and yeah, that's the second tip to get the medic. Alright, so the third tip, it's going to be kind of 2 tips in one, but the first tip is going to be to play on your best maps. Now, I know that y'all want to, when you're playing, you want to keep on playing, you don't want to take a break, right, because maybe you might be losing in a certain map and winning in a certain map, and that's the thing. When you're playing, right, you want to always play on your best maps, because that's when you're going to be performing the best, and especially when you're solo queuing, you need to carry your team, and if you can't, do enough damage, can't provide enough, pressure to the enemy, that's not going to be good. And if a map's affecting the performance of how you play, you're not going to want to play on those maps. Like, I used to not like the map Habitat. I used to never play on that map, and because I took a break every time the cycle changed to Habitat, I was able to perform better and even gain more points. And the one thing I like to do when taking a break is to try to play pubs, arenas on the maps that you don't like, so you can improve on how to play that map. And I do make guides on how to play maps too, so you guys can check that out in my other videos. But having to get to know how to play the map, the head glitch spots in the map are going to be extremely important, and that's why I super duper recommend not playing on the maps that you don't like and practicing on those maps in pubs. And my second tip in this last tip right here is going to be to play with the team and to try to not solo queue as much as possible, because solo queue is extremely random. It's based on RNG. It's whether if you face a 3-stack pred and your team is diamonds, there's a low chance that you're going to be winning, because they're going to have comms, they're going to be able to communicate way more, and they're going to just be overall better because they're going to be a full pred squad. Well, if your team is just a diamond squad and they're not even talking, that's going to be so bad for you, because you don't know where anyone is, you don't know who's low, where they are, and that's going to be important to play with a team. And that's why I recommend finding a team. There's a bunch of LFGs on Xbox, even on Discord. If you go to the Apex Legends Discord server, you're going to be able to find LFG channels, which LFG, if you guys didn't know, stands for looking for game, and you're going to be able to find people to play with that are also struggling to find a team, and that's part of how I also found a team too. So that's the one huge tip. Alright, so if you guys did enjoy this tips and trick videos, I don't really make these types of videos anymore, but if you guys do want to see more of these types of videos, be sure to press that like button and subscribe. I do put a lot of effort in my videos, so if you guys could leave a comment, subscribe, it would mean the world to me. And yeah, thanks y'all for watching the video, and I'll see y'all on the next one. See ya.